Welcome back to the deep dive. We're here to plunge into your source material and pull out the essential knowledge you need.
And today, we're moving off the battlefield, at least temporarily.
Yeah, we're swapping the North African desert sands for, well, the glittering, dangerous world of wartime Cairo. Espionage, intrigue.
Definitely. This deep dive looks at what happens when a much-needed break, R&R, completely unravels.
Spirals into stolen artifacts, double agents, and some pretty harsh military justice.
It's a huge contrast, isn't it? We've got this team, Pikey, Jack, Grant, Hank, Max. They're fresh off that really intense Africa Core and Chaos mission.
That was the one with General Stummer's end and the capture of Colonel Buckting.
Exactly. So Major Kilburn orders them to Cairo, get some rest. But, the moment they arrive, their instincts just take over.
They walk straight into a mess.
A deeply compromised situation, yeah.
Okay, let's set that scene. That previous mission success hung on one thing, right?
Absolute secrecy. The sources are really clear on this. British intelligence simply could not afford any details about Stummer or Buckton getting out. It'd be a massive embarrassment.
These guys were a deep penetration unit. They needed to just vanish for a bit.
And yet, Kilburn put some smack bang in the middle of everything Shepheard's Hotel in Cairo.
Which is interesting. It's opulent, it's high society.
The perfect cover, in one way, wealthy British officers on leave. But it's also a known hotspot for spies. A real viper's nest.
The source mentions the afternoon tea, cucumber sandwiches.
Right. It's such a jarring image compared to where they just come from, living on desert rations days before.
That mental shift alone must have been something.
Huge. And they arrive already playing their parts.
Jack's the suave flight lieutenant. Grant's in fatigues but under Bedouin robes. Max is Dr. Quartermain, the academic. Pikey's the sharp civilian.
Blending in, supposedly. But they haven't switched off. Not at all.
We see that straight away, don't we?
Oh, yeah. Pikey walks in, and he's not looking at the fancy decor. He's immediately clocking vulnerabilities in the hotel's safety deposit system.
Ever the professional.
And Hank, he's got that arm injury from the last job, remember? He just uses his rank, that quiet authority he has, to secure a private room, cutting down the variables, the observers.
So much for R&R. It's conditional from the start.
Pretty much. And this is where the rest really ends and the operation begins. A hotel waiter points them towards Groppy's Cafe. Apparently Grant liked the coffee.
So they head over there, cardamom coffee, cigars. Looks like a genuine moment of peace.
For about 5 minutes. Then trouble walks in. Or rather, trouble erupts. A huge argument.
Right, the incident at Groppy's, this kicks everything off.
It does. You've got this older guy, Professor Keller, absolutely furious. He's publicly accusing a young woman, Leila French accent, apparently of stealing a holy relic.
And he drops that crucial name. The relic, the dagger, was meant for the nightingale.
That's the key. The nightingale. Sets off all sorts of alarm bells.
Chaos ensues. Leila's obviously distressed, makes a run for it.
Understandably. And Jack, well, he steps right into his cover role. The gallant flight lieutenant goes after her, supposedly to make sure she's okay.
But it's more than just being chivalrous, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. It's pure intelligence protocol. Secure the witness, or maybe the suspect. Keep eyes on the asset.
And Grant.
Grant, the stealth expert, melts into the background and tails Jack, covering him, making sure he's safe. It's just how these teams work. Instant analysis, immediate action, even off-duty.
Intelligence first, comfort second.
Always. So while Jack and Grant are dealing with Leila, Pikey, Max, and Hank stay put at the cafe.
Smart move. Don't get physically involved with the angry professor.
Right. But they watch him. He's fuming, scribbling furiously in a notebook, documenting what just happened, presumably.
And this leads to, well, a moment of pure Pikey brilliance.
The flawless pickpocket maneuver, as the source calls it. It's a masterclass.
Let's break that down. Why flawless? In a place like Groppy's, you can't just rough someone up.
Yeah.
Exactly. Too public. Military police everywhere. It would blow their cover instantly. So Pikey uses psychology. The accidental coffee spill creates a distraction. A perfect one.
Yeah.
Keller's outraged, focused entirely on his ruined suit. Social embarrassment is a powerful tool.
How well, Keller's distracted.
Pikey deftly lifts the notebook, doesn't miss a beat, passes it straight to Max. Incredible risk, incredible payoff. That notebook could tell them everything about this dagger.
Worth the risk, clearly. And then, as they're making a quick exit, another clue literally falls into their laps.
This matchbook.
Yep. Embossed with a black and silver scorpion, falls right onto the table.
Okay, so now they have Keller's notes, the description of the dagger, and this scorpion symbol. Things are escalating fast.
Very fast. And they immediately start processing the intel. Jack catches up with Leila in the Khan El Khalili Bazaar. Bustling place.
What's her story?
Plausible cover. Says she's just a translator for Keller at the Cairo Museum, claims he's temperamental, accused her unfairly, playing the victim card.
Trying to build trust with Jack.
Seems like it. Meanwhile, Pikey's working his own angle.
He's got contacts everywhere, doesn't he?
He does. Heads off to see Luigi, his Italian intelligence contact near the bazaar. And this isn't just a chat, it's business.
Operational fencing, the source calls it.
Right? He's getting rid of some looted German jewelry good currency in Cairo, and at the same time, he's feeding Luigi misinformation.
Like what?
Low German morale, confirming Stummer's death. Carefully curated lies. Basically paying Luigi for loyalty and future info while controlling the narrative if anything leaks back to HQ.
Very layered. While that's happening, Max is digging into the stolen notebook.
And he confirms their suspicions straight away. It's full of German archaeological notes. This isn't just about a petty theft.
But then he finds the crucial detail, the dagger itself.
The drawing, yeah, a winged ceremonial dagger. But the text, it notes the material. Meteorite iron.
Meteorite iron. Why is that significant?
Well, that ties into some of the darker corners of Axis ideology. Certain factions, especially within the SS, had this obsession with ancient artifacts, particularly things made from celestial materials.
Like they held some kind of mystical power.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Linked to ancient myths, pre-human races. Hamler was big on this stuff. So when Max sees it's made of meteorite iron and then reads the annotation.
Which was?
Symbol of the New World Order.
Wow. Okay, so this dagger of Ra, winged, possibly from Giza, suddenly isn't just an antique.
No, it's potentially a hugely significant ideological symbol for the Nazis. High-value target. Their R&R is officially, definitively over.
They're back in the game, whether they like it or not, right in the heart of Cairo.
Exactly. Which means they need to figure out Leila's real story fast. Her translator cover is looking very thin now.
So Jack continues his approach, keeps up the charm offensive.
He does. Meets her for whiskey at the Long Bar. She's still playing the innocent, sympathetic character. But
matchbox again.
Yep. She pulls out her matches to light a cigarette. And Jack sees it. Black box, silver scorpion. Same as the one from Groppi's.
Bingo. Direct link.
Pikey gets hold of it later. Confirms the name. Le Scorpion Noir. And there's an address. Makatem, Cairo.
So the plan forms. Find out what she knows, who she really is.
Right. Jack sets up a dinner date for 7 p.m. That gives him cover.
While the rest of the team searches her room. Classic.
And Jack cleverly finds out the room number. Room 13, 4th floor. Sends flowers, the concierge tells him. A luxurious suite, too. More evidence she's not just a simple translator.
So Grant and Pikey head up to do the search, and this is where Pikey's expertise really shines again.
Oh, yeah. Before they even try the lock, Pikey spots it. Tiny detail. A piece of wool fiber.
Balanced on the door edge.
Exactly. Classic low-tech telltale. Designed to fall if the door's open. It tells Pikey immediately. This woman knows counter-surveillance. She's a pro.
So they proceed with extreme caution.
Very carefully. And the search pays off immediately. They find an Egyptian passport.
Under a different name.
Fatina Alkhalid. But it's Leila's photo. And the travel history. Italy, Germany. Confirmed. She's an operative.
And the main prize.
Hidden on top of a wardrobe. The dagger of Ra itself. They've got it.
Now, this is interesting. They decide to take the dagger, right? Not just photograph it.
Yes. Strategic decision. They take the artifact, removing the main prize from play. But they leave the room looking otherwise untouched.
Why do that?
To shape the narrative. Makes it look like a targeted theft of the dagger specifically. Maybe Keller did it, maybe someone else. It keeps Leila, and whoever she works for, guessing.
Buy them time.
Buys them time, exactly. Grant takes the dagger back. Hank, using his strength, hides it securely behind a heavy wardrobe in their own rooms. Assets secured.
Okay, dagger safe. Pikey goes back to Luigi. Time to cash in on that earlier payment.
Right. Dinner near Giza. Pikey subtly pulls out the Scorpion Noir matchbox. Tests Luigi.
And Luigi knows it.
Instantly. Confirms it's not just a jazz club, but a major spy hub up in the Makatem Hills. And, crucially, Luigi offers an introduction to the proprietress, Madame Evangeline, for the next night.
Their way in.
Their way into the heart of the network. Luigi also drops another name, Johan Schmidt, the German archaeologist associated with the dagger theft, traveling on a Swiss passport. Suspicious.
Things are really starting to connect, but then, the next morning...
Jack tries to follow up on his dinner date with Leila. No answer at her room. Pikey does some digging, bribes the staff.
Okay.
Her room's been ransacked.
Yeah.
Violently. She's gone.
Oh, boy.
And Peggy confirms Schmidt, the guy with the Swiss passport, met Leila 2 nights before. The link is undeniable. Schmidt, Keller, Leila, the dagger, the Nightingale. It's all connected.
And they need to get out of the hotel before the MPs show up for the ransacking.
Fast. But first, they develop the photos they took from her room, passport obviously, but also 2 letters in French.
They get them translated quickly.
Yeah, one of the team handles it, and the letters. They flip the script again.
That's...
They suggest Leila, or Fatima Al-Khalid, wasn't working for the Germans. She might have been Egyptian intelligence running a sting.
A triple agent, maybe.
Or at least playing a very deep game.
Mm.
Letter 1 is to Schmidt. Thanks him for dinner. Mentions a singing bird, the nightingale in money trouble, at Le Scorpion Noir.
So she was feeding Schmidt info, or pretending to, while confirming the nightingale's existence and vulnerability.
Exactly. And letter 2 is an unfinished warning to the museum director, Mahmoud Ali Hamza. Says she took the dagger for safekeeping and tells him explicitly not to trust Professor Keller.
She was using the dagger as bait to expose the real threat.
Looks that way. And the letterhead gives them Schmidt's address. They're ready for the next move.
But it's not that simple, is it? Section 4. Infiltrating the Scorpion's den. That address.
Yeah, major problem. It's the Swiss embassy.
Oof. Diplomatic community, you can't just storm an embassy, especially a neutral one.
Not if you want to maintain any kind of deniability. It would be a disaster. Blow their cover, cause an international incident. Kilburn would have their heads.
So direct assault is out. What's plan B?
Passive surveillance. Grant and Pikey get onto a nearby rooftop, try to observe the embassy.
Anything.
Nothing useful, just normal diplomatic traffic. They figure correctly that Schmidt won't be conducting spy business from the embassy itself. Too risky.
So the focus has to shift. Back to the one place connecting everyone.
The Scorpion Noir. The jazz club. The spy hub.
Which means a change of wardrobe. And tactics.
Big time. These are LRDG guys. Desert Raiders. Suddenly they need to pass as high society. The source mentions them getting new suits tailored. Bespoke, even, for Hank and Grant. Quite the image change from desert fatigues.
And the custom underarm holsters. Love that detail.
Tells you everything, doesn't it? Dressed to impress, but ready for close quarters combat under the jacket. Total commitment to the new role.
So they meet Luigi, head up to the Mukadam Hills, Le Scorpion Noir.
Place is exactly as advertised. Lavish. Jazz-eye quartet playing, fancy art deco bar, high-stakes gambling roulette, dice. Very atmospheric.
Luigi gets them in.
Signs them in with style. They have to put their names, their cover names, in the club ledger. They're officially on the radar now, but as wealthy civilians.
And the intro pays off. They meet the proprietress.
Madame Evangeline. She joins them after dinner, and she's the key. She knows everything.
What does she confirm?
Confirms. Leila is Egyptian Secret Service, investigating stolen antiquities, just like the letter suggested. But the bombshell is the Nightingale's identity.
Colonel Harrington, British officer.
Devastating. Former Adjutant General Gott, lost influence when Gott died, especially with Montgomery about to arrive with his own team. And apparently he has massive gambling debts.
Making him vulnerable, fencing artifacts to cover his losses.
Exactly. And Evangeline mentions Schmidt met both Leila and Harrington separately. Harrington is looking very nervous.
And Grant picks up on something subtle, right?
He does. Grant's always observing. Notices Evangeline keeps glancing past him when she mentions the Nightingale. A specific direction.
So Grant takes a risk, looks back.
And spots him. Colonel Harrington. Unshaven, uniform crumpled. Sticks out like a sore thumb amongst the well-dressed crowd. The traitor is right there. Identified.
Intel gathered. Phase complete. Now what?
Now it gets messy. Phase 5. Violent resolutions and traitor's justice. There's no time to waste. Harrington selling troop movements is an immediate critical threat.
They can't wait for official channels.
Absolutely not. They keep eyes on Harrington. He gets called to a telephone.
Grant follows.
Discreetly. Pretends to go to the washroom. Overhears the key bit. Harrington arranging a rendezvous. Outside in 30 minutes. A deal is going down right now.
Grant intercepts him.
Not yet. He plays it cool, goes back to the bar, casually engages Harrington. The colonel looks stressed, anxious. But he offers Grant a weirdly specific tip for baccarat.
Never stand on a 5.
Chilling, isn't it? Coming from a man about to betray everything, Grant takes a tip, then slips outside into the garden shadows to wait.
The rendezvous happens.
Right on schedule. Schmidt arrives. Looking sharp, double-breasted suit, fedora. Harrington hands over a small package, wrapped in brown paper and string.
The proof. And Schmidt confirms his allegiance.
With a stiff, formal, heel-clicking bow. That's the signal. Removes any lingering doubt about Schmidt's role.
And the team's response.
Immediate. Decisive. Violent. The source says Grant just erupts from the shadows. Pistol whips Schmidt hard twice. Drops him instantly. The rest of the team swarms them.
Pikey secures the evidence.
Straight away, grabs the package. Inside, a valuable bronze scarab beetle. Confirms Harrington was fencing antiquities.
And Schmidt.
He breaks fast. Pistol to his head. Hank's got that terrifying grip on him. He spills everything. Admits he was using Harrington's debts to get intel on British troop movements. Confirms the colonel is a full-blown traitor.
But he offers something in return for his life.
Yes. Says he knows where Leila's being held. Promises to lead them there if they let him live.
So now they have 2 prisoners, Schmidt and Harrington, 2 taxis commandeered.
Which brings us to that grim necessity. Traitor's justice. They cannot risk Harrington talking, exposing them, the mission, the fact they have the dagger.
The consequences are too high.
Way too high. The source describes it starkly. They're on a remote, winding mountain road outside Cairo. No witnesses.
No time for a court-martial. That creates records, questions.
Exactly. Treason involving troop movements in wartime.
Yeah.
It's a death sentence anyway. Hank makes the call. The quiet enforcer.
What happens?
Hank shoves Harrington hard against the taxi door, forces it open while the car is moving, sends the colonel cartwheeling over the cliff edge.
Brutal. Effective.
His body's found broken on the road below later. An accident. A known gambler. Under pressure. It's a plausible story. The team's secrecy is maintained. One problem eliminated.
Believing Schmidt. Terrified, presumably.
Absolutely terrified. And now directing them towards Giza, towards the Temple of Ra, where Leila is supposedly being held.
So they shift gear again. From espionage cleanup to tactical assault, Section 6, Temple of Ra rescue.
Back to what they do best, almost. But first, recon. They don't just charge in. They use that restaurant terrace near Giza, where Pikey met Luigi.
Get a vantage point.
Secure a curtain corner table. Order a Giza sling, apparently. Blend in. Schmidt told them 6 guards, lightly armed. Dig workers by day, guards by night. They spot the sentry's cigarette ember below.
Initial takedown needs to be silent.
Pikey goes first, melts into the shadows. Grant follows. Grant dislodges a loose stone, makes a noise.
Uh-oh.
But Pikey reacts instantly, throws another rock in a different direction, draws the sentry's attention away from Grant just long enough.
Then they move.
Swiftly, a trowel finds flesh. A pistol butt connects. Sentry silenced. No alarm raised. Clean entry.
They head down into the temple excavation. Place sounds atmospheric hieroglyphs, flickering braziers.
But it's a trap. They expected them. As the team descends the main stairs with Hank bringing up the rear,
ambush.
2 guys jump out from hidden niches, swinging heavy clubs, koches, right at Hank.
Bad move, targeting Hank.
Very bad move. Hank doesn't hesitate. Grabs a nearby pickaxe left by the diggers. His response is devastating.
How devastating.
Splits one attacker near in half, according to the source. Shoves the other one clean off the ledge into the darkness. Ambush instantly shut down with extreme prejudice.
But the noise must alert the others.
It does. A revolver shot cracks out, hits Grant. Now it's a full-on firefight in the temple ruins.
How does it play out?
Fast and brutal. Hank, already moving like an avalanche down the steps, drives the pickaxe through the gunman's head. Jack uses his knife skills, takes out another guy with a knife who was going for Grant's back. Max follows up, Fairburn Sykes' dagger, finishes the job cleanly. Pikey circling, securing the area, making sure no one gets out or flanks them. Pure, violent efficiency.
They clear the main area, but Leila's still missing.
They reach a sealed chamber like a truncated obelisk inside the temple. And then they hear it.
The voice.
Yeah, broken English. Throw down your weapons or the woman dies.
Leila's alive. Hostage situation.
Okay, classic standoff. How do they break it? Deception and daring. They can't afford a prolonged negotiation. Jack immediately changes the angle, scrambles up the rubble beside the chamber, vaults onto the roof, pulling Hank up with him, looking for a way in from above.
While down below.
Grant fakes a surrender, tosses a knife onto the floor, makes it clatter. Pikey calls out that they have the dagger, maybe they can trade. Buying time, creating distractions.
Jack finds an opening.
He does. Swings down feet first through a gap. His boots connect hard with one of the thugs inside. Skull-cracking impact against a stone slab. One down.
But there are others. Max can't shoot with Leila there.
Right. Which leads to Pikey's most creative weapon yet.
Not the pomegranate.
The pomegranate.
Yeah.
Grabbed from the restaurant earlier, Pikey mimes, pulling a pin, yells, "Grenade!" and lobs the fruit into the chamber.
You're kidding. Does it work?
Perfectly. The remaining armed thug reacts instinctively. Drops his gun to catch the incoming grenade. Brilliant psychological warfare.
Buys them the second they need.
Hank drops in, engages the guy who caught the fruit. Jack, in the confusion, executes this smooth pivot like a ballroom dancer, spinning Leila clear of the fight. Max now has a clear line of sight on the last man.
And Pikey.
Pikey lands beside the thug Jack took out on the slab. The guy's dazed. Pikey just ends him. Coldly. A final warning. Surrender's the only option now.
So they secure the last man.
Hank gets him tied up. Leila, switching to Arabic, handles the interrogation. The guy confesses, quickly hired by the Swiss embassy man, Schmidt.
Leila confirms her story, too, about using the dagger as bait for Harrington.
Yes. Says she met Schmidt just to gauge his interest, see if he was connected to the Nightingale plot. Her mission was always about exposing the British traitor.
And the surviving captive, does he get handed over?
No, Hank snaps his neck. Same logic as Harrington. No loose ends. No witnesses. Complete deniability required.
Grim, but operationally necessary for them.
Seems to be their code. They sweep the site for intel. The source lists 6 Egyptian IDs, cash, that French revolver, and a handful of gold teeth Pikey apparently collected.
Resourceful. Then what? Back to the restaurant.
Unbelievable, yes. Climb quietly back up to the terrace. Sit down just as their order of kebabs and scotch arrives. Like nothing happened.
The contrast is just stark. Extreme violence to relaxed dinner.
That's the nature of their work, it seems. They check on Schmidt, still tied up in the taxi boot. Head back to Shepheard's.
Settle the bill with an army credit note. Retrieve the dagger from Hank's hiding spot.
And Pikey, ever thinking ahead, buys Major Kilburn a bottle of whiskey before they finally head back to their actual base camp.
A little sweetener for the debrief, but the reception isn't quite celebratory, is it?
No. Kilburn takes the whiskey, takes the prisoner Schmidt, but he's got bad news. Really bad news.
Their camp was hit.
Yeah. While they were in Cairo dealing with daggers and traitors, an enemy raid struck their base. Their tent was wrecked, beds slashed. Retaliation.
And the prisoner they took in the last mission? Colonel Buchting?
Sprung. Gone. Kilburn reckons he's almost certainly dead already.
Yeah.
Killed by his own side to silence him, specifically by the Jag Manor.
Ah, the German Special Forces unit, feared operators.
Exactly. And Kilburn thinks they hit the camp looking for Buchting, or maybe even for this team, as revenge for the Stummer-Buchting mission.
So the team is now being actively hunted by elite enemy commandos.
That's the grim reality. Kilburn says he can't risk having their future missions compromised by a dedicated Jag Manor team on their trail. The heat is too high.
Which leads to a change of plans.
Big change. Kilburn reveals a transfer is already in the works, probably to Norway. Get them out of the desert, away from the Jag Manor hunt, especially with Montgomery arriving soon, shifting priorities anyway.
Pulling them out of theater, but not immediately.
Not quite. One last job in the desert, Operation Sandstorm, before the colder orders beckon from Norway, as the source puts it.
What's the target for Sandstorm?
An Italian communications station, believed to have an Enigma machine and, crucially, the weekly code books.
Steal the Enigma?
No, that's the critical part. Stealing the machine would trigger an immediate alert, change everything. The mission is precision-timed. They have to insert the day after the weekly code change. Get in, lift the new code books, and get out, leaving absolutely no trace.
Nothing but footprints. Total stealth.
Utterly essential. If the Italians even suspect the codes are compromised, they'll change them instantly, making the whole dangerous raid pointless. It's a final test of their skills, and maybe a way to get them out of the area quickly afterwards.
So wrapping this up for you, our listener, this deep dive into the caper in Cairo started as R&R, but became anything but relaxing.
Yeah, that dagger of Ra wasn't really the prize, was it? It was the key that unlocked everything else. The Axis occult interest through Schmidt, the rot within the British ranks via Harrington.
And we saw this incredible display of adaptability, a desert raiding team turning into high society spies, pickpockets, embassy watchers, and finally, temple assaulters.
Pikey's tradecraft, Jack's smooth covers, Max's intel analysis, Grant's silent movement, and Hank's. Well, Hank's brutal but decisive enforcement of military justice. Against the traitor, against the witnesses.
Which brings us to that final thought. They're now being hunted by the Jag Manor. They're facing a transfer to a completely different war in Norway. And they have this final, incredibly risky stealth mission, Operation Sandstorm.
Considering all that, especially the extreme measures taken like Harrington's execution on that road, the killing of the final captive, it raises a big question, doesn't it?
Which is?
What happens when the most dangerous thing you possess isn't the artifact you recover, but the information you uncover? They had to choose ruthless deniability, eliminating threats to their operational security. Will that silence be enough? Or is the Jag Manor vengeance inevitable regardless of where they go next?
Something to definitely think about. That's all the time we have for this deep dive. Thanks for joining us.